it's funny. I remember when he passed away, and it being November, and then it's the holidays, like super sad time. But because he was so entrepreneurial and successful, and he always supported my business, and he was always, you know, keeping me accountable and being like, how many clients did you have? How many deals did you do this month? And I'm like, stop asking me. It was 0. Okay. Like, I'm feeling bad about it. But no, he'd always push me to do better. And so when he passed away, I said, 2015 is going to be my best year in real estate. Like, I'm going to take this grief that I have and this sadness, and I'm going to turn it into something powerful, and so I can feel proud and keep him proud and take his legacy and turn it into now like my own legacy. And I did that. And I feel so proud about that. And I feel like he would be proud that I, instead of, because to your point, like I could have taken that and done, and then like just put myself in a little hole and been sad and not done anything. But I did choose to do the opposite and take that grief and do something good with it as opposed to bad.
How was Ty when all this was going down?
Our lovely Ty, our sensitive little Ty.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of rocks, like he's such a rock in our life, and I truly don't know. Oh, I'm gonna get emotional. What I would do without him. But he does take on that weight. And then it kind of comes after, right? So it's like the dust is settled, and so it's like November, and he just is like, okay, I'm going to take care of my people and make sure everybody's good. And then after a while, then he starts to feel the impact, right? And I know you and I have we've talked about, he does suffer from anxiety, and so it's times like this where times get really tough, and it's low moments where it's low, and then it really hits him like a couple of months later. So he's had to do a lot of work in his world too to help cope with that kind of anxiety. But in those really dark moments, he is like, his role and like all he wants to do is just be there, like physically, emotionally, like just blanket us with his love and try to take it away, right? He just doesn't want anyone to feel sad, and yeah, that's what he does.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I had somebody once tell me that like guys like Ty can feel the highs and feel the lows. And that's what people forget. If you're in tune enough to be at the energy where I know him at, because he's social when he's told to be.
When he's
he
meant to go to
so
parties,
hard for his kids. Like he get all that, but it's often the guys that have the ability to go that high in energy, but also feel that low energy too, right? And yeah, that's something we can all relate to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And mental health just being such a known topic now, right? But 10 years ago, it was like there was almost a bit of shame around that, right? Like, oh, I'm not supposed to feel anxiety because I'm supposed to be the strong one in the family. And especially in this moment where Rachel needs me and I can't be the weak one because she's already trying to cope with what's happening over here. So I think I've seen a huge difference in him, even when I think about, like that was 10 years ago. But I think because mental health is so accepted now, and it's something, I know there's still a lot of work to be done there, but that we do talk about, and we're normalizing it and realizing that it's so common, right? And it is a real struggle.
And as guys, that's what we do. We put it on the back burner, right? And that's a fault of our own.
Yeah. But you will learn, that was like, I almost feel like learned behavior.
For sure.
For the most part, right? Where you were supposed to be the tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's okay to know that it's okay not to be okay.
Yes.
And let people know about it and talk to people about it, and there's support out there for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we're really, really trying to make that a cornerstone of this call it podcast or whatever we're up to here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we, through some of the things we've seen, having a group of like-minded people is part of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Having the ability to talk about it is part of therapy. And, as we continue to grow and have people on that talk about these real stories, the thing that I see time and time again is just how prevalent it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether or not you want to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And for some people, sounds like Ty is one of them, there's such a sense of duty to his wife, to his kids,
Mm-hmm.
that he comes last,
Mm.
right? And, the name, I've heard a few people say it as the reason why they tell you to put your oxygen mask on when there's a problem on the plane is because you're no good to anybody until you're good to yourself, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's a very conscious thing. I know both Jamie and I feel so passionately about it, and we've done a bunch of work around it, but we just have to get guys just talking,
Yeah.
and go back to what you said about physical health too. Same thing,
Mm-hmm.
get the checks, take care of yourself, because
Take care of yourself
you'll
first.
be a better dad if you do it.
Yeah, you can't be a dad if you're not there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which can all be the opposite of some of what the shit our dad taught us.
Yep.
Was it was,
Uh-huh.
hey, like suck it up, man up.
You're bleeding.
Just-
It's
yeah, just
fine.
walk
You're
it
fine.
off. Yeah, we're gonna have some of that on here too.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows?